Anyway, for the next 2 hours, we're going to have a conversation about autoimmune diseases in the country. And the first hour, we are going to talk to Wendy Gikono, who is a multiple chronic illness warrior. Wendy is very big on social media, particularly on Instagram, where she posts a lot of content as Wendy Gikono, and you can go and find her there, Wendy Gikono. They also have a podcast that she does with her father. It's called Ajedadi Podcasts. Wanaitanga Podkanye. Yes. Podkanye. But to introduce Wendy, let's first of all introduce her with some of the content that she's actually shared. This is one that she posted in October last year, just taking us through her day. Watch and listen to this one.
On 22nd October, I woke up with pain pulsing behind my eye, an ocular migraine that had been with me for 2 days. Still, it was rheumatology day, so I had to push through. Some mornings feel like small victories, just getting out of bed, showing up, and choosing to try again. I took my meds, brushed my teeth, and tried to steady myself for the day ahead. Dad came with me, as he always does. He doesn't say much, but his presence speaks volumes. His quiet strength has carried me through more hospital visits than I can count. At the hospital, we waited like we always do, surrounded by quiet fatigue and silent prayers. My doctor sent me for a bunch of tests to see where I currently stand. I'll be seeing him again on the 29th to go over the results and discuss how we move forward with managing my conditions. He also adjusted my meds and added something for the migraine and nausea. And then it was time for the IV. As the medication flowed, I could feel my body slowly unclenching, even if just for a moment. Ocular migraines are a strange kind of storm. Sudden flashes, blurred vision, and pain that feels like your brain is pulsing against itself. And when you live with blood clots, that fear runs deeper, because every new pain behind the eye makes you wonder, is it just a migraine or something more? It's a kind of fear that teaches you to live alert, yet still hope for calm. And there was Dad, fast asleep beside me, his own kind of tired, his own quiet love. Sometimes love doesn't look like grand gestures. Sometimes it looks like showing up again and again, even when both of you are exhausted. Living with chronic illness means constantly finding balance between fighting and resting, faith and frustration. There are days you feel like you're making progress and others that remind you how fragile the balance really is. But through it all, I'm learning that healing isn't just physical. It's also in the moments of care, patience, and love that holds us together. We keep going. One hospital visit, one IV, one act of love at a time. I never imagined that the word stroke would become a part of my story, but life changed in a single moment. I live with antiphospholipid syndrome, a rare autoimmune condition that causes dangerous blood clots. 14 years ago, it led to a rare type of stroke called cerebral venous sinus thrombosis, or CVST, where clots form in the brain's veins instead of its arteries. It's uncommon, but its effects can be lifelong. My doctors found permanent clots in my brain. I was told I'd need blood thinners for life, and that some of the damage could never be reversed. Strokes don't just happen to the elderly. They can happen to anyone, at any age. That's why it's so important to know the signs. If you ever notice face drooping, arm weakness, or speech difficulty, don't wait. Time is everything. Call for help immediately. I'm still here, still fighting, still finding light in the small moments, because awareness truly saves lives. I am Wendy, a survivor of cerebral venous sinus thrombosis, a reminder that every second counts.
Boy, those are 2 out of 10 conditions that Wendy contends with on a daily basis. Wendy is here. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You're so bubbly.
I am.
Hey,
Aye.
just watching those 2 clips and it does something to to just making you feel, oh my goodness.
No.
And then looking at you and you're like, Allah.
Ai, huwezi kaa kama shida zako.
Fact.
Just because maisha ni ngumu hatuwezi kaa tumeparara.
That is very true. Tunasemanga, by the way, we said it on this show. Usika, it never look like your problems.
But I think that's the biggest problem that we encounter, the invisibility of it all. Just looking fine, and then because we take steroids we gain a lot of weight, and in Kenya mtu amenona, mtu anakula vizuri ako sawa. Alafu sasa unakuja kuniambia hapa wewe ni mgonjwa. How now?
Very true.
Make it make sense.
Yeah,
you're going to make it make sense.
I know.
For the next about 50 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But let's welcome you to the conversation. Tunajua Dadi pia ko in the area, tutamsalimia shortly. But first, Jano is going to give you the day's quote.
Right. Today's quote is by Paul Farmer. And he once said, if access to healthcare is considered a human right, who is considered human enough to have that right? What does that make you think about, given your lived experience and perhaps the experience of those that you've seen walk a similar journey to yours?
It's, I think it's almost, I can't find the word that I want to use, but I think it's not right per se, or it is not right in my experience, because I know very many people who cannot access healthcare. They cannot see a doctor, they cannot find the right meds, they have to choose between their food and medication. And if it's a human right, why don't they have it, And so, because I know that side and I know my side, it's a privilege. I know it's a privilege to have the access that I do to healthcare. But it should not be that way. The fact that you cannot go to hospital and find paracetamol, the most basic of painkillers, and yet when I go to hospital, we are talking much as morphine. So if I can't find paracetamol over here, where am I supposed to find it?
Right.
And what are all those other people who do not have the access that I do supposed to do? Are they not human enough? Are they not worthy?
And that's exactly, the question, how human is human? Do we have levels of human? And it's unfortunate that the way we treat each other sometimes, it's like there are levels 100%. Of human. But I wanted to get into one, just understanding chronic illness and autoimmune diseases. Before I even get into that, there's something you said in the first video, and you said, what, love is not grand gestures. It's showing up, over and over, even when both of you are exhausted. And that really stuck with me. So we'll say hi to your dad in just a bit and get back to that, because that's absolutely it. But from a point of understanding, what's a chronic illness? What's an autoimmune disease?
All right. An autoimmune disease is a condition where your immune system mistakenly attacks your body. So the immune system is there to protect you against germs, bacteria, and viruses. So what would cause you to have a cold or malaria is what your immune system defends you against.
Right.
But my immune system thinks that my body is the enemy. My organs are the enemy. So depending on where the immune system goes haywire, you have an autoimmune disease. So if it attacks the pancreas, you have type 1 diabetes. It depends on where it attacks.
Diabetes is considered an autoimmune disease?
Type 1 diabetes.
Type 1 diabetes, okay.
So a chronic illness, on the other hand, is anything that has required consistent treatment for more than 3 months.
Okay.
That is a chronic illness.
Okay.
And how many of those do you have?
I have 10 chronic illnesses. 7 of them are autoimmune diseases, and 4 of them are rare diseases. They're 7 autoimmune, 1 is a pain management disorder, 1 is a mental health illness, and 1 is a respiratory disorder.
And I've seen, there's a video, one on Instagram with you and your dad, and you were asking him to name all 10, and I think he got them all right. But the fact that diagnosing autoimmune diseases is already incredibly hard. And I'm thinking even in our healthcare space, and you're talking about a diagnosis from 14 years ago. Tell me when you got your first diagnosis for an autoimmune disease and how that has gone now from 1 and the continued diagnosis.
So I fell ill in 2007 when I was in Form 1. So 3 weeks in, I'm not well. The nurse calls my dad. I'm taken to the nearest hospital. You imagine it's just the normal.
Right.
So hospital, treatment, school. 1 week later, he's called again. Another week. So So we kept going to hospital for about 1.5 years consistently, and there's nothing. They do the test, they said all the tests are negative. So there's nothing here. She's just afraid of school. This was her first time in boarding school. You know what they propagate. So, at the time, because all my symptoms pointed to rheumatoid arthritis. So I had joint swelling, hotness, redness. So they decided, let's treat her for juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. That's in 2008, because that's what she's presenting with.
Okay.
So they started treating me, I think in 2008. And then I think 2 months later, I started getting stiff. I couldn't feel my body from the neck down, sometimes from the waist down, sometimes one side of the body. So I see a neurologist, and he tells me you have a very rare condition called stiff person syndrome. Now that is another beast altogether. So as at 2008, we are managing the two. But the treatment that I'm getting should be dealing with these symptoms. But no, you're still not calm enough. My muscles stop working, my legs stop working, my joints are worse. So my neurologist tells me you need to see a rheumatologist. And actually your next guest, the doctor who diagnosed me. So once he diagnosed me with lupus, that is when everything started to make sense. Because I have lupus, systemic lupus erythematosus. It affects every system in my body. My brain, my heart, my lungs, my kidneys, all of them. So it now made sense why they were treating the joints, but
something else
flares up. So they were now able to merge the two. Once we got those three, the others came in quick succession, because once you're diagnosed with one, for example, I have lupus, and I start presenting with body pain all over. It's very easy for the doctor to draw a line between lupus and fibromyalgia, because the two coexist. They are called overlapping conditions. When you have an autoimmune disease, you just don't have one. Most people have 2, 3, or even more. So once we knew that, doctor, I'm having a lot of pain, test for fibromyalgia, she does have fibromyalgia. All right, my nerves stop working, my legs are always tingling, they are weak, they are numb, I'm falling, I can't, hold a cup, all of these things.
Right.
They do a test to check on my nerves. I have chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy.
At the what? Say again.
Jane
the camera.
Now
They roll off her tongue so well. Even when she was doing the video with Dad, I had to pause. But anyway.
Even the lupus one, I just lupus. Then you said lupus, blah, 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 blah. This one is...
And can I please ask for some water?
Yes, we'll get you some warm.
Chronic?
Warm.
So,
okay.
I have chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. CIDP. That means my immune system attacks the myelin sheath that protects my nerves. Your nerves, think of a banana. The banana is your nerve, and then the ngozi is the myelin sheath.
Okay.
So my immune system is attacking that myelin sheath. So unpeel the banana, my spine and my nerves are left exposed. So if say you niaje,
that is
very painful for me.
Someone can just come and eat you.
I can completely collapse.
Right.
Yeah. So every condition is different depending on where it attacks. Then I had problems with standing. I can't stand from a sitting position on my own. I couldn't get up from bed. Going up the stairs is a problem. Okay, we do some muscle tests. All right, she has polymyositis. So all these...
So those things, poly, please, Wendy. She has poly what?
Apologies. Do I name them all and then now?
No, the way you're going to, it's okay. So far, the others were okay. Steve person syndrome.
That one person in class. Teacher,
Eric has always been that one.
Fibromyalgia. I think he'll still explain what fibromyalgia is as we go on. CIDP, so you're
Nilika chronic alafu IDP because nilipotea kidogo.
CIDP. The next one you said is?
Polymyositis.
Polymyositis.
Myositis is to do with the muscle muscles, and then poly means many. So it attacks multiple muscles. So that's why standing is a problem, putting things overhead is a problem, tying my hair in a bun is a problem. So every condition is different. Now, fibromyalgia is the pain condition. My pain receptors misfire. So on a pain scale of 1 to 10, what is just supposed to be a 1 for everyone, for me is a 10. So my muscles are painful. Ndio hiyo lazima unishike pole pole, si ai.
Yeah, it's so good to see.
It's not good. It's not. So everything has its own thing.
Right.
Then I have antiphospholipid syndrome. Now, for that one, the immune system attacks my blood proteins. I have problems with clotting. Where normal people are just okay, my blood is either too thin or too dense. So that's why I'm on blood thinners, to make sure that my blood is just right. So I suffered a stroke in 2011 when I was 18 years old, and I was put on blood thinners. So 15 months in, still the clots are still there. 18 months in, still there. So we had to do an extra test, and that is when they discovered I have antiphospholipid syndrome. It does happen a lot in people who have lupus. 50% of people with lupus will have antiphospholipid syndrome. So that's a whole other condition on its own. The blood thinner that works well with me is one called warfarin. When you're on warfarin, you don't take vitamin K. So since 2011, I've not had skooma, jahe, cabbage, anything vitamin K.
Vitamin K.
So I only eat carbs and meat. White meat, red meat, chapo mchele, chips, na
Mkate.
ugali, na mkate.
This is as of now.
This is as of now, yeah.
Okay, so
no, all
since 2011.
all green veg essentially have vitamin K. Almost all of them. So no green veg. Okay.
And we've tried reintroducing them to my system. Na zimekata.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, sorry, I feel like there's so much to get through. I know we also need to say hi to Dad just before the break. I'm just curious, what triggers what flare-up?
Let me tell you, Janet, anything can trigger me. Anything. If this camera lights start doing ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, that's a trigger. I could have a seizure. If the weather changes, I could have a flare-up. For me, people are different. For me, I am better when it is hot than when it is cold. The cold, hata tu kidogo, I'm in a flare-up. But this weather that we're in now, it is too hot. Now that's another problem. I just need hapo katikati, just cool temperatures. But anything essentially is a trigger. Dust, air, kutolala vizuri, anything.
Where? This requires a lot of support system because we're going to now say hello to Daddy as we go to a break. But your entire family. So we see your dad a lot.
Yeah.
And also in your content, you also show us your mom and other people. Who's your support system?
My dad, my mom, my 2 younger brothers. And then I have my solid 5 friends. So 3 of them we met in high school. One I met at work 10 years ago, and then another we reconnected at the university. So those are my people. And then there's that odd uncle here, my late grandma, an auntie there, some 2 cousins over there. Yeah. Wow. But my core support system is my family.
Your immediate family.
Yes.
Your dad is very active on this. Like we saw in the video that we first played when he was taking you to the hospital, and he sits there, he waits with you, he goes back home with you, he's tired with you. And now you also do content with him.
Yeah.
So that he also is playing the role of explaining to others what this is. There's a video that we're going to play as we go into a break and as we say hi to Dad, where you're asking him to name all these conditions, right? We'll come with it after the break. But first, Daddy yako hapa. Aje Daddy.
Hey. You're me who is hey, hello guys.
Hi.
Your moment to shine, Daddy.
I'm telling you. Here we are. You know, I've always wanted to meet these guys here. Mr. Latif is quite a serious guy. I've been watching him in the previous, wherever he was. So
Si ucheka
familiar
pia.
with his seriousness. Janet, of course, has been all along. The young lady, not so much.
Not so much.
But I'm happy to be here.
Meet Mariam Leo.
Mariam.
Marion.
Mariam.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Same.
Daddy, what's your name?
My name is George Mwangi, but Mwangi is my surname. I'm Gikono, George Gikono Mwangi. So Wendy is Miss Wendy, Miss Gikono. Yeah.
We'll talk briefly about you and I mean this journey also for you as a caregiver.
Yeah.
You, your wife, your other 2 children, and living with Wendy on a daily basis like this and seeking all of you to understand what's going on, because she's seeking to understand and even you guys are seeking to understand.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much pain she's in when she's in pain? You know? So, such kind of questions. But let's go to a break, Cindy.
Let's go to a break. You were doing great. Tungendelea tu.
Twende break basi. Tuko na dadi hapa. Dadi anaitwa Gikono na dota yake anaitwa Wendy Gikono. Wendy is an autoimmune diseases warrior. She's here. We're getting to understand what autoimmune diseases are. Tukitoka break, watu wanasema Baba 3 anasema aongesheni.
Mimi?
Daddy.
George.
In fact, people are surprised that Daddy anajua Kizungu. We'll be back shortly after this break.
Tumia.
Yeah, we're just about to get back into conversation. But before that, some feedback. SE203 says, hello, Wendy. I'm a fellow warrior here. I had to follow you here from IG. Thank you for educating people on what we go through. You do it so well. Receive your flowers.
Thank you.
That's what SE is saying. Satak Mapepe says, Eric, Janet, and Mariam, you're great fixers. The story of Wendy is touching. It's creating huge awareness. Say hi to Wendy. Say hi to George. God heals.
Thank you.
Baba 3 anasema aje Daddy ana stories za archives. I never missed their podcast episode. Informative, educative, and impactful. Wendy's strength is top notch. Despite keep going, girl.
Thank you.
That's what it says.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, the content that George and Wendy post, it's George also telling the story about him growing up and the life, and it's quite interesting. If you go and follow the podcast, Aje Daddy Podcasts, and Wendy.Gikono on Instagram, you can find them there. One of the videos that they posted is what we're going to play next, where Wendy and the father are basically just talking about all those conditions, right? And asking Daddy, unakumbuka hizo conditions zote? Hey, Daddy amejaribu. Take a look at this.
Daddy, nataka nitulize maswali hapa haraka. So I live with 10 medical conditions.
Yes.
I want you to name them. 1,
JRA, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
which is now
Arthritis, full blown.
adult rheumatoid arthritis.
Yep. Number 2, asthma.
3,
Number 3, lupus.
which type?
SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus.
Good. Number 4.
Number 4, mixed connective tissue disease.
Nice. Number 5.
Number 5, APS, anti-phospholipid syndrome. Ni
Antiphospholipid antibody syndrome.
Okay, APS.
Number 6.
Number 6, Ilia Celine Dion, Stiffman syndrome.
Stiff person syndrome.
Oh, right. Number 7, shaza kuchanganyikiwa.
One that we share.
Depression. That is, depression.
Number 8.
Number 8,
Starts with F.
fibromyalgia. So could I forget?
No. Number 9.
Number 9, kuna ingine wanza na P. Photosynthesis.
Polymyositis.
Iyo.
Number 10. Iwezi jua dad. CIDP. Full name. Ile ya nerves.
Yes, hata nisitamka.
Chronic inflammatory demyelinating.
Hiyo. Lakini jamaa nimeziandika hivi kwa simu na dawa pande hii. Asa kilemewa tu nikifungua kasi.
Lakini umepata 7 out of 10. Good job. Yay.
70%.
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis.
I mean, that 844 in all of us is showing.
Yeah.
Tunakumbuka.
I mean, it's incredible though to have such an ally and caregiver in your dad. And I know you kind of talked about 7 of them on set with us, and we'll come back to it. But I still just want to go back to dad and as we get back to the conversation with you, and just try and understand how you were able to take your mind from this is overwhelming to I'm going to stand with her. Take us through the process that got you to say, she needs my support, I'm going to be there for her. Because I think whether or not we've lived that experience, we can only imagine how overwhelming it was for you, for the whole family. So what did you have to tell yourself to say, I'm going to walk this journey with Wendy?
Oh, well, maybe, my dad left early, early departure. I grew up without a dad, to say that he passed on early when I was so young. I've always wanted to be, I always grew up knowing that I would like to be close to my kids. I'm just like that. But mostly, I remember one instance when I was to buy a bike for Wendy, and I kept on delaying, and she came to me once and just asked me, told me, I'm going to tell Baba Caro to buy a bike for me. Baba Caro was my neighbor. So that really hit hard. And she was okay that time. She was not sick, she was nothing. But I've always been there. And when these problems came along, I just felt that people needed to believe in her because there was so much skepticism about her conditions and even with the doctors. So, but going every day to hospital and seeing, you can't carry pain for anyone. But I just wish I could carry some pain for Wendy, Babu, it's just too much for one person. But that's where we are. So I've always been there. And I think I'm just that way. Even with my two boys, you can't believe how we relate. It's just like buddies, And that's how I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've mentioned something there that I wanted to get into with both of you, which is medicine is already hectic. Women are often misdiagnosed, medical misogyny. There's so many things. And then there's the cost of healthcare. Let me start with the challenges throughout getting these diagnoses, where you felt you got good help, and the challenges you faced also in getting these diagnoses. Is it a knowledge gap? Is it, And then again, the cost of treating these conditions, because 10 conditions, it's heavy on the pocket. But let me just start with the diagnosis and the challenges around them.
You see, back in 2007, diagnoses like this were not made here. So you'd have blood drawn. It was sent to the US, the UK, Germany, Israel, and South Africa. So anytime they draw your blood, if say they are checking for juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, they send to all 5 countries.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And then now when they all come back, they give you the UK said this, US said this, all of that. So for all conditions, that is what we did. But in the very beginning, it was so difficult because you're in hospital every week and they want to do those tests every week. And if they're sending them to the UK, you can imagine it is also extra expensive. Yeah. So once we got the first positive, it was easier to manage from there. Right. Once lupus came back positive, now the rest were easier because you just need to send one blood test to one country. And then by that time, maybe 2011, 2012, the tests were here. So I find that the people who are getting diagnosed now have it easier in the sense that diagnosis is quick. If you get the right doctor who just suspects, the test is done there and then, and you get the diagnosis early before anything happens.
Right.
What I feel went really wrong and what to date really hurts Dad and I is that they doubted me for so long and took so long to finally hear what I'm saying. Yeah. By the time those doctors were hearing me, a lot of damage had already been done. My legs were already crooked. Irreversible damage had already occurred. So Dad had to keep advocating for me. Every time we were in hospital, he had to keep saying, this is my child. I know my child. She's not a liar. If she says she's sick, she's sick. And that is one of the reasons why I feel I always tell people when you're sick, always have someone take you to hospital, because there's just someone who will just tell you something stupid, and you need someone to be there and say, "Hey, Nani, don't." So my dad has taken me to every appointment, every blood test, all of them, and he's always there in the room. So sometimes with just a look, I can just look at him like, "Miu Daktari Dadi, step in." And he'll step in and say, "Daktari, no, I don't appreciate that. Don't say that." Yeah. So that is one of the things I really advocate for. The cost part, let's talk current.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about current times. So appointments are upwards of 5,000. Specialist appointments. I have 10 conditions. I see 9 specialists. Kila mtu akona nini yake. Yes, I may have lupus, but you see, lupus has affected my kidney. I need to see a nephrologist. It's affected my brain. I need to see a neurologist. So I see 9 specialists at 5,000 each. Hata ukimwona mara moja, that's 45,000.
Yeah.
And I see my rheumatologist and my neurologist regularly, because what they deal in is what has been affected the most. But the rest, I see them maybe once or twice a year. Then we come to the medication. I take 17 different types of drugs. I'm on over 50 tablets a day.
Per day?
Per day.
50 tablets?
Yeah. Because there are some drugs there that I'm on high doses of. Because if I go just a milligram lower, kinaumana. So for like stiff person syndrome, it's usually managed through something called IVIG. IVIG is very expensive. So when I am stable-ish, I get muscle relaxants called baclofen, but I have to take them in high doses. I take 10 tablets in the morning, 5 at lunchtime, 10 in the evening, of that one drug. Alafu ongeza za nerves, za wapi. So when I'm taking my meds,
actually.
it's when I'm taking my meds, it's a whole, okay, it's a whole thing. So my medication can cost anywhere from 40 to 60,000, depending on the month. Na saa hiyo nimenunua huko downtown, Transchem. I cannot afford to pick my meds using my cover. That's just one and done. So there's other things like physiotherapy, hydrotherapy, massages. Because I have such deep pain, I need to have a deep tissue massage at least once a month, because it undoes some knots. Kuna hiyo relief. Hata kama ni just for a night, there's a certain relief it gives you that is unmatched. You have to do physio just so that you can walk properly. There are things that have happened that have never gone back to normal. I don't walk straight. I drag my legs instead of lifting them. So I still need to work on those things. And then there's just life. Because of the meds I'm on, I gain a lot of weight. So I buy clothes frequently. Nikukaa tu umenona, dadi sina shati, twende. It's just constant. You've had my diet. My diet is not normal, so that's something special. The shoes I wear.
We mentioned the diet of air. Maybe just go back to it. So, no, actually, we talked about the vitamin K on air. It was okay. That was during the break. Sorry. Yes.
So there's the diet, and then there's the type of shoes I wear. I wear only orthopedic shoes that are light and that are quick to walk in. I only wear cotton because fibromyalgia affects the skin. Right. So if I'm in, let's say, chiffon, alafu nitoka nje nichome tu na jua, ni hivyo mwili inawaka. So just every aspect of my life is different. It's affected my eyes. I need glasses. It's affecting my teeth. My teeth are falling out. Just kila mahali is affected. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then also your mental health.
The mental health as well. And because you did list depression as one of the chronic illnesses that you live with. Yeah. And I will come right back to that. But I wanted to get this view again on the diagnosis, on the advocacy bit and the medical misogyny from Dad, and the cost as well. Niaje Daddy, this has been a journey. Let me start with, from your point of view, the same questions I asked her. This diagnosis process, she goes through this pain, but for some reason, doctors are doubting her. It's, she doesn't like boarding school and this and that. what got you to push and advocate for her?
Well, Wendy is a bright person. So, she was always top of the class. So when they started talking about fear of studies and what, I just refused outright, and the confidence that she has always held, She's been top of the class all through her life, except maybe in high school because of the circumstances. But that really made me fight for her, because I told them, no. It cannot be because of studies. She's comfortable with with studies. But there's this perspective people get from maybe, what can I call it? Stereotyping. And that really, there's a time I remember, but that's a story for another day. But there was a group of doctors, and they were just pressing her, bending her knees. And I had to intervene, physically. I told them, no, just leave her alone, because I don't think you're doing the right thing, because already you think that she's faking, and she's crying out here, and I'm here. It's when you see your child suffer, it's something really heartbreaking. But I had to be there for her. I had to be there for her. Yeah.
And you're doing a great job at it. I know it comes at a cost to both of you.
Yeah.
And let me start with the financial and then the emotional cost.
Well, finances, money, you can always find money, you can work for money. Unajua unaweza kukuta pesa. But I had to I had to close some businesses. I work in the wood department. I call myself a carpenter, by the way. Yeah, I make beds, I make seats, I make, all those things related, cabinets and whatever. I had to close this, sell this. The initial stages were quite hard, because, you think you're just going to hospital for a week, and she'll get some drugs. Like normal, the way you get sick, you go to hospital, you're given drugs, take this for 7 days or whatever, and you're okay.
Yeah.
This was an ending. And so it started getting into my finances. I've always been a good saver. I've always managed my money properly. But it really took a toll on my finances, and I had to sell some few things here and there. But we kept going. Before, you get used to, you don't get used, you adjust.
Yep.
Okay? So you see now, okay, I'm not getting enough money because of this and this, but I can do this to get money for this drug. I can do this to get money for this appointment, and that way we came to learn, 20 years is a long time. 20 years is a long time. Maybe the first, say, 5 years were really difficult, because you think it is, there was a time when Wendy was on crutches. That was the lowest point. She was on crutches, and we could not see any hope, But that was before even the diagnosis, We were just trying this, trying that. By the time we got to know about Dr. Oyo, Dr. Oyo, man, he just diagnosed Wendy and said, must be this. And within no time, together with Professor Joey, we got the diagnosis right. And from there, things now started moving, because you are doing something specific.
Right.
Not just trying.
Targeted.
Here and there, yes. So things improved. She went out from using crutches to walking on her own, and she improved. She got the strength back, and it's been, so we just manage it that way. But the cost is overwhelming.
Big. Daddy, are there moments when you wake up and you're just feeling low? You look back at the 20 years, you look at your daughter, maybe she had an episode, and you feel like, I don't want to show them, but mahali niko, unauliza God maswali kadhaa, unamuuliza nini sasa? Are there moments like that?
I refused completely to ever doubt my daughter. I refused. Because, you ask yourself, Who else will do this? You know? And maybe it just starts from love. I love my kids, you know. So, but if you ever have a sick child, God forbid, you realize how hopeless and desperate it is, you know. Because as I was said previously, I just wish I could carry some pain for her. But you always ask yourself those questions. Could I have been the problem? Could the mother have been the problem? Then you go into the conspiracy theories, big pharma, what did they do to these kids? Because this age group, when this age group, there are so many with these problems.
All right.
So many. But initially, when we were going to hospital, initially, there were so few, you know. I think maybe you remember the late Lorna because you worked with her.
Yeah, Lorna Irongo.
That is the only person that we really associated with lupus, you know. But the age group, right now, there are so many, even they have groups, groups with 70 people, 90 people, and they are different groups. So you start wondering, why this age group? What happened with those things that they usually give to our kids? You start doubting those things, you know, and but you know,
it's human nature. You're always trying to figure out what is it. Starting with yourself. What did I do?
The system.
What's the system? What are the systemic issues, and so on and so forth. Let's come to the top level. Now that we've mentioned systemic, right? Is there any kind of relief that you get at all from the system? Let's say from SHA, from the government, through taxes, any kind of relief at all that you get?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
Recently, I was declared a person with disability. So on my income tax, up to 150,000, I do not pay taxes. But again, getting there, hey, my Lord, getting there was a process. Let me credit the National Council of Persons with Disability. Things have really changed. They've done things different. When I did my first assessment in 2015, when I walked into the room, they told me, we ni mtoto huwezi kuwa mgonjwa, unataka disability ya nini? I was 22. And you know, because I know how to speak up, I was like, no, you know. And they were like, hata vile unaongea, we si mtu mgonjwa, so you know, just go. So I left. Then in 2020, I tried again. This time, it was a bit better, but there's this, I can't see it. So they ask you to squat, they ask you to walk from here to there, just some things to see how your gait is, all of those things. But the recent Persons with Disability Act named autoimmune diseases as disabilities. So under progressive and musculoskeletal diseases, you'll find lupus, fibromyalgia, all of them are listed there. So people going through that right now have it easier. So you just go with a letter from your doctor. Wendy has been suffering for this long. These are her diagnoses, and they exempt your tax.
Well, a massive credit again to Senator Asige for that bill.
Yes.
It's done a lot. And we just keep noticing because it's a guest here, a guest there, and they've been impacted in different ways. But so you do now get tax exemptions up to 150,000. I know also tax exemptions on, for example, car imports.
Yes.
What else?
I think that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah. But you see,
there's a lot. There's even employment opportunities and such.
But the other issue is a lot of us are not employed.
Yes.
So it doesn't apply.
Right.
I was last employed in 2022. So my income tax exemption certificate expired last year. So now, if I want to do it again, I need to prove. I need to prove that I have an income. So if maybe it's doing a gig here, a gig there, I need to do several, then go to them and say, you see, I've earned this, now I need exemption. So, and then for people like us, our parents are not exempted. You see people who have kids, like kids with cerebral palsy, the guardian is the one who's exempted. But now,
you're an adult.
For me, the DA is exemptiwa.
You see, that's the other thing. Maybe that's a conversation to actually have with Senator Sig and the others, because a caregiver for a person with a disability, it's lifelong.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
And caregiving is lifelong. So it should not be
That it's not a...
that it's just for this person. As long as this person is actually proven and demonstrably so as a caregiver to the person with a disability, then they are a caregiver.
To them. Yeah, and then you see that if I don't have opportunities where the way my diseases are, I can't live on my own.
Yep.
I can't do anything for myself. So my food, my clothing, everything is done for me. They cook my food, they wash my clothes. Sometimes my mom helps me bathe. So when
You have round-the-clock caregiving.
I have round the clock care. So when if they don't get exemption, who will?
Right. I think it's a blind spot for sure in the act and something to look into. We're just running out of time. Jano, did you have a question?
No.
Okay.
I was just going to go to the break.
I want
the
us to
break.
go into the break with this one,
Yeah.
the video from their podcast, Ajedadi podcast. Dr. Omondi Oyo will be joining us next. He's a rheumatologist. He'll explain a lot of what we've heard from Wendy and Dadi, from what they've just been going through. But in this particular one, it's one of those fun moments that Wendy has with her dad. As we take a break, Wendy and George.
Daddy, nataka nitulize maswali hapa haraka haraka. So I live with 10 medical conditions.
Yes.
I want you to name them. One,
JRA, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis.
which is now
Arthritis, full blown.
adult rheumatoid arthritis.
Yep. Number 2, asthma.
3,
Number 3, lupus.
which type?
SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus.
Good. Number 4,
Number 4, mixed connective tissue disease.
nice. Number 5,
Number 5, APS, antiphospholipid syndrome.
antiphospholipid antibody syndrome.
Okay, APS.
Number 6,
Number 6, Ilia Celine Stiffman syndrome.
stiff person syndrome.
Oh, right. Number 7, shaza kuchanganyikiwa.
One that we share.
Depression. That is depression.
Number 8,
Number 8,
starts with F.
fibromyalgia. So could I forget?
No. Number 9,
Number 9, kuna ingine wanza na P. Photosynthesis.
polymyositis.
Iyo.
Number 10, huwezi jua dad. CIDP, full name, ile ya nerves.
Yes, hata isitamka.
Chronic inflammatory demyelinating.
Hiyo. Lakini jamaa nimeziandika hivi kwa simu na dawa pande hii. Asa kilemewa tu nikifungwa kasi.
Lakini umepata 7 out of 10. Good job. Yay.
70%.
Like, there's just no pretense that the rule of law is a thing anymore. It's just, I don't know. Let's get back into our conversation now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wonder if... Wacha tu ninyamaze. I was like, let me not... wacha nimeze mate. Let
But
me
carry it forward to Kesho. Maybe there's a point boiling. You're like, let me reframe for the airwaves.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me censor, refine, and I'll be back tomorrow.
You'll bring it out tomorrow. Wendy is still here. We're also going to be joined by Dr. Omondi Oyo, but Wendy's dad is still here, and then Wendy's dad will just be saying goodbye to us shortly. So, final question to you, George, Wendy's dad, is as you look at the way you said, there are so many others who are in various groups with Wendy who are going through this. There are many others who are not even in groups and they don't have the capacity. What is it that you feel the kind of support that they need? Having gone through this for 20 years, what's the kind of support that such people need in just getting their children or themselves to get the care that they deserve?
Yeah, Mr. Lat, if even today, Wendy gets messages from, I've never known there are groups, I've never known that you're doing a good job. We hope that by reaching out I told Wendy, you need to come out and express this and advocate for these people because people really need help. I would think that if, say, there was a program for these people, because the drugs are a bit expensive and they have to take those drugs. If there was a program that could maybe subsidize their drugs, maybe the doctors should also play a part by maybe joining together and forming a program that assists these people. Because I know the doctor will give more information about this, because these people are so many. When the doctor diagnosed Wendy that long time back, there were so few, those cases. But I know now he deals with hundreds and hundreds of these cases. So there is always a space for people to come together and know how they are going to help these people, because these are special circumstances or special diseases. It's not normal that, you just sick forever, I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. People get sick, they go to hospital, they get well, they go on with their lives. These people just deteriorate. You don't know when it's going to end, But we keep faith and, we keep going, hoping that, you never know, tomorrow could be, those cures you hear about, miracle cures. But, we just live in hope, and hope that the people who understand these diseases properly, the doctors, the patients themselves, and their caregivers can come together in one umbrella group and maybe chart out some cause for assisting these people.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question. Who is your support system? We know Wendy's. Who is yours?
She's my support system, primarily.
Yeah.
I can only say my family, my immediate family, and some few friends who have walked this journey with me. There are those people who have helped me take Wendy to hospital, those initial days. There's my wife, there's my 2 boys, my brothers, my sister.
Family.
Yeah, family basically.
Yeah.
People really don't understand these things, I'm telling you. It's always your problem, But when you live it, I'm very empathetic. I don't like seeing kids who are sick. It breaks my heart. Especially these chronic illnesses, illnesses that never get, a cure. It's a journey. It's difficult, but you have to keep hope. You have to keep hope.
Wow.
Now keep going.
Okay. Thank you. You are an ultimate fixer, and I think you've moved a lot of people. It's so important. I think we said it, when you show up and you're living that. You're living what showing up really means.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you.
Let me give you your flowers from the audience.
Yeah, there's a lot of people giving
Essie
flowers.
says, Wendy's dad, clearly dad of the year. Naima Ngene says, soft hugs, Wendy. You are truly a warrior. May God make it an easy one for you. Kudos, Dad, for always being Wendy's support system. You are dad of the year, unopposed. Yeah, you got my 2 votes as well. Vic Murillo says, kudos, Wendy and Baba Wendy. Rose Tata, this is how we draw strength from our strong dads. George, we appreciate you for being a great dad to your daughter through and through. Ajidadi ana stories za archives yote kwa tumesoma. Stephen Mushiri says, nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu. Be blessed. Keep faith alive. Keep the naysayers away. Keep the family united. There's a big lesson.
Yeah.
And thank you for what you do, George. I mean, just as long as you are standing there with your daughter, there's a lot that you're doing that also encourages her, but also talks to very many people out there.
Right.
That, it's important to have such a strong person, but also it's important to be such a strong person.
Yeah. And then check in on the strong person. Check in on Wendy, check in on Baba Wendy.
Yes.
Yeah,
As you're checking on
because
both of them.
it's yeah.
So as we say goodbye to Baba Wendy and he gives way to Daktari, there's this one video that they recorded. Some of those videos that they're just having fun among themselves. It's now ready. Let's watch it.
Daddy. Mazesi, asante kwa kunikatia matunda.
Tangu ambwe bana, hizi vitu zitakumaliza.
Vitu gani mkate? Brother.
Unga.
Dad, nimekuwa mzito. Acha hizo. Acha hizo.
Sasa hapa ni mafruits, tuna manini na manini.
Si ndio healthy living.
By the way, unaona mkate. inanikumbusha bakery moja ilikuwa inaitwa Aurora Bakery pale Kikomba. Sasa unajua kunapita hapo tu ni kama tunaweza tunarushuka bread kidogo hivi kama albaki. Lakini kuna nao wazai bana. Ni wazee wako na ndevu za white. Mbona wao wamesweat hivi na wanakimbia kila saa? Siku moja shaka nyangana huko kwa bega.
Mkaruka.
Chungu chukua dirisha juu.
Aki.
We need to know why they are just running. Kumbe jamani na juu bana. Anakuta tu wazee walikuwa hivi.
Wanakanda na miguu.
Wanakanda na miguu bana.
Oi gai.
Nikachukia mkate.
Usikue hivyo. Dad, hata una haya kusema hivyo na.
Mzee ametoa gambut. Alafu anaingia.
Sorry. Can you imagine Dad? See one time.
Surely. Wendy na Baba Wendy, surely.
The message stands. The message stands.
Just the way they tell the story, and how they move from, I'm cutting for you the fruits, wachana mkate. There's a time when the way you guys tell your stories, beautiful.
It is
beautiful.
Life is too short. Wacheni tucheke.
Lazima.
Kanye ni noma.
Thank you.
Ni noma.
Asante sana.
Ni noma sana.